welcome to our sneak peek group. We're so glad that you decided to come and just take a little look at what it is that we're doing here with a few ladies, as you can see. And I'm going to utilize their knowledge during this call. I'll just briefly introduce everyone. We have Katie, Natalie, and Jennifer. And I'm Brittany. If you don't know me, my name is Brittany, and we all work together. And we have a pretty incredible team. So the person that invited you to this sneak peek group might not be one of us. And that's okay because whoever invited you, we all work together as one big happy team. And so I'm going to actually let Katie get us started here and we will go from there.
Awesome.
I am.
Share her screen.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Are you
here
seeing
we
the
go.
screen at least?
Yes, we're
Okay.
seeing the screen.
There we go.
Presenting perfect. Okay. So one, like Brittany kind of touched on, one of the biggest problems in the world right now is something called insulin resistance. So it is the root cause of almost every single metabolic problem. So if we look at this chart here, we see metabolic health problems like diabetes, heart disease, obesity, migraines, PCOS. And there's a good chance that if you're experiencing any of these, it's because of insulin resistance. So this is super personal to me because I was diagnosed with insulin resistance over 20 years ago, but had no idea what to do for it. And because of that, I ended up with prediabetes, high cholesterol, PCOS, and major weight control issues. So, as you look around this picture with all these health problems, I want you to think of a scenario. So, if you were to go to a family reunion right now, let's say on your mom's side and your dad's side, I want you to just throw out a number. Like, how many of those people at that reunion have one or more of these problems? Would it be two people? Would it be five people? Would it be 10 people? Now, what if you went to the grocery store or Target or Walmart? How many people would you say are likely struggling with one or more of these things? If you feel like you want to tell me that a lot of people are struggling with something on this list, or maybe you yourself are struggling with something on this list, you are definitely not alone at all. So I want you to know that nothing is wrong with you, but there's a solution for all of this. And there is a way that we have found to really help people address the root problem, which is insulin resistance that's causing these ailments. So think about that number as we continue talking here, but I want to show you a recent study. So this study showed that 93% of people have bad metabolic health. So that means that only 7% have good metabolic health. So no wonder you can think of a lot of people who are struggling. That's like 9 out of 10 people in a room. Some people know that they have a problem, and other people don't even know that they have it. So I heard this once and I love this analogy. Insulin resistance is like you have a leaky pipe in your basement that you do not know about. It's slowly destroying the value of your home, but you aren't doing anything about it because you don't know that there's a leak. That is insulin resistance. So some people might be dealing with anxiety or depression, or maybe they're struggling with an increased waist circumference, just kind of a thickening of that midsection. Maybe they have acne or psoriasis or eczema or just other skin issues. Maybe they have IBS. You'd never know, right? Maybe they're dealing with that constant nagging feeling that they need a snack. And they don't even think of it as a problem because everyone else feels the same way around them. So now, if you think of all those problems that I just listed, how many people at the family reunion would have those problems? It's literally like everyone. But here is the good news, and this is what gets me just so fired up, is that we have a solution. We have a solution to this. So over 20 years ago, Rexall Drugs, the famous drugstore giant, came out with a natural solution to these problems, but nobody heard about it. There were no drugs in it. They were natural. It was a safe solution. And the cool part is that now this protocol has been studied at the Cleveland Clinic. It's been studied at the University of Sydney, BYU, UNLV, Stanford University, and over 12 clinical studies have proved its efficacy. And all of them concluded that this can change the world. So I want to explain to you how it works. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is that it is so simple. Because it's so simple, you might think it's too good to be true, but I'm going to get to that as well. There are two steps to this protocol. So, two steps to this solution. And I want to explain exactly how it works. But I want you to keep in mind if someone struggles with any degree of insulin resistance or any of the problems we talked about earlier, or just wants to feel and look better, they can do this. So let's say that we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What we're doing is we're typically skipping one meal per day. So that's also known as intermittent fasting. Now, you can do this without skipping meals. If you have a situation where that's on the table, you can still do this. That's fine. But when you skip a meal, let's say it's breakfast, this is going to allow the body to have insulin come down. And when insulin is down, the body becomes more insulin sensitive. It's very, very efficient at burning fat. And so a lot of these problems start to improve. During that fast, there's something you can sip on that will make you forget about food. It makes fasting very, very easy. Okay. It is called Unimate. I'm sipping on it this morning. I still haven't eaten today and I feel great. Now, a lot of people are taking injections to help them forget about food. Things like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. Those drugs are powerful, but they're synthetic and they have some major side effects. But this Unimate does the same thing. It raises your body's own production of the GLP-1 hormone up to 60 to 70% without side effects, which is the best part for me. It's a concentrated extract of the yerba mate plant. It helps with energy. It helps with focus. It is just awesome. Now, the second part of this protocol is a blend of fibers called balance. And when you have this blend of fiber before your meals, it's going to eliminate blood sugar spikes, insulin spikes. It's going to control cholesterol, triglycerides, and it also fills you up and helps you avoid overeating. So that's how simple it is. It's one product you sip on when you're trying to avoid food, and one product you have right before consuming food. I also love that it is affordable for most people. And this is how. So let's say that you take that money that you would have spent on breakfast, let's just call it $5, because this system is $5 a day. But so you would take that $5 that you would have spent on breakfast and you're just going to put it toward these daily supplements. Now, you might be a person that's never had breakfast in the first place. So you might be thinking, well, thanks, but that doesn't really help me. Um, but what about all the healthy snacks you buy? Or possibly the unhealthy snacks that you buy? I know I was spending a lot of money on snacks in general, just grabbing something at the grocery store on the way out, grabbing something at my son's football game, but now I've recouped that cost. And even most beverages that people start their day with, you can't even buy them for $5 anymore. So $5 is something that most people can afford. And when you use this properly, you are going to have measurable results. So one of the things that is super comforting is that both of these products are in the physician's desk reference. So the PDR is a guide that has every medication you can think of, how it works, if it can be taken alongside other medications. So if you go and ask your doctor about this new protocol that's really good at fixing all these problems, your doctor's probably going to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So you can tell them like, hey, you can actually look it up. And they're going to grab the PDR and they're going to look it up and they're going to see like, whoa, I haven't heard of this, but this looks great. This looks incredible. You can definitely try it. So it's natural. There's no drugs in it. It's safe, it's proven, and it's guaranteed to work, even with a 90-day money back guarantee. So there are studies that have been done showing its efficacy. Um, there is a study that shows that it can reduce your blood glucose levels by 34 to 37%, which ironically is stronger than the leading prescribed medication, metformin, which is the first line of defense when your blood sugars start creeping up. That's the medication that I took for 20 years. I'll talk about it in a minute. But this is working better than that. Now, I already mentioned that the concentrated yerba mate drink, the Unimate, increases GLP-1 production by up to 70%. So when you increase GLP-1, it's going to turn down the food noise and it makes it easier to not snack. You can fast on your own, right? And you can get phenomenal results just from fasting. There are a ton of experts that have proven this. They've even written books about it. Dr. Jason Fung, Dr. Mindy Pelz. But you can increase the results of your fast by utilizing these two tools. Both of them are going to increase your body's own production of the GLP-1 hormone. They're going to help your liver function better. They're going to shrink fat cells. You're hitting metabolic issues from different multiple angles by really replacing what has been removed like from our modern diet. So the processed foods and all the alterations that are currently being made to food, including the removal of fiber from our foods, we are just basically replacing that. And it's improving our gut health. It's helping lower cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure. It's helping with hormone regulation. And it's really aiding a lot of people in their weight loss journeys. We have a ton of proof that this works. And I'm going to ask Natalie to share her story. But if you've been on this system and you've had results, will you pop them into the chat, into the comments? Because I think it would be so fun to see all of them. I love Natalie's story, so I want you to hear from her.
All right. Thanks, Katie. Okay, so for me, I am 50 years old. I have six children, and I have been I would say, a yo-yo lifestyle changer. I have always been fighting that extra 15 to 20 pounds constantly. And I found myself being very depressed just a couple of years ago. And I didn't know what was happening, like what had changed, what was different, why was I feeling this way? And so I met with a functional medicine doctor, spent like $4,000, CGM, all kinds of supplements. They took me away, they took every kind of food away from me. And I felt worse at the end of that than I did when I started. And in the meantime, I was watching Brittany, who she was just drinking these yummy drinks. And she was like, you should try this. And I was like, well, does it have anything more than chicken and grass-fed butter in it? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I have to wait till I'm done because I've already invested the money. But as soon as I was done, felt worse than I did when I started. I told her, okay, sign me up. I'm ready. Like, what do I have to lose? It's 9-day money back guarantee. So I started just drinking the drinks. They were one of the easiest things I could ever implemented before, honestly. I didn't have to count calories. I didn't have to count macros. And I actually really put it to the test. I let myself eat what I wanted. I did the fasting, but I let myself eat what I wanted. And in 3 weeks, I was able to lift my depression. It was like the clouds parted, the sun was shining. It's a little bit like a Disney movie in my head. If I hadn't experienced it myself, I would think I was crazy. But also, my 28-year-old daughter had the same thing happen, but hers happened in 2 weeks. And what happened is that I finally fed my gut. All of those diets that I had been on, I was sacrificing fiber. And there were a lot of things going on, right? I had 6 kids, a lot of hormones, a lot of things like that. I now have food freedom unlike I've ever experienced. I used to be the girl that traveled everywhere with an ice chest. People knew not to even make food for me when I came to visit because they knew I'd be on some sort of lifestyle change. Now, all I travel with are these 2 packets, and it is the most amazing freeing experience I've ever had. No longer am I ruled by food. I actually eat food to fuel my body. It's also enjoyable, but it's not all that I think about all day long. And it has been the best. I'm at a pre-junior high weight. and it keeps getting better. I've been on these products for over a year and I just keep thinking, when is it gonna, like, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Like, when is this gonna stop? But I just keep aging backwards. And I actually have people that will say to me, like, what is going on with you? Like, you really look younger than you did a year and a half ago. And it's true. And I feel better than I did at 20. So it has been such a game changer for me.
Uh, I love every time I hear Natalie's story. It just reminds me that everybody has different symptoms. And so everybody's story is going to be different. And I love Natalie's story. And so thank you so much for sharing that. My story is a little bit different, my product story. So I immediately felt a difference in my cravings and my energy levels. They like absolutely skyrocketed. I had already been doing some intermittent fasting and I was already prioritizing fiber, but adding the supplements in was a game changer for me, mainly because of my blood work. So my blood work improved drastically. My A1C went from 5.7 to 5.1. So I was no longer pre-diabetic. My triglycerides went down from over 200 to 53. My HDL cholesterol went up. After 20 years, I was able to get off of metformin. I took it for 20 years and I dealt with side effects of that medication for 20 years. So that was huge. And then, side note, I've lost almost 100 pounds. So seeing like such massive changes in my health inspired me to want to help others feel really great too. And I realized that I could also improve my finances by sharing this. And I have three kids. Two of them are teenagers, and they get more expensive the older they get. So I kind of set out thinking, like, if I could just make an extra 500, maybe $1,000 a month, it would help offset this like the never ending expenses that seem to roll in each month. I am a hairstylist and I work. And within months of adding this business to my life, I was able to match that income from doing hair, just from this business. So there are so many people that need help. There's no shortage of potential customers. Most of mine are people I don't know that come from social media. But I am just beyond thrilled that I took a chance on this. My husband is thrilled too. I was successful at doing hair, but that income was strictly transactional. If I did your hair, I got paid. If I had to take any time off, I didn't get paid. If I was sick, I didn't get paid. But with my Unicity business, I put work in and I wake up to sales. It's crazy. I go on vacation, I still get paid. And I have team members that also make sales. And I'm now reaping the benefits of that passive income and leveraged income, which is a total game changer for my life.
Amazing, Katie. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to hear from Jennifer in a minute here too. So she's not just sitting here for nothing, and you guys are going to love hearing a little bit more about her story. But I do want to share a little more. I'm going to actually flash your before and after picture, Katie, because I have it on the screen here. Look at that. Bravo. Lots of people here with some incredible results. But let's talk a little bit about what it looks like to join as a partner and how you could be part of this business and incorporate it into either what you're already doing or have it be a standalone. What I love about this is that we have 5 patents on it. So if you're worried that there's a competitor, there's just really not. There's nothing like this on the market. It's got the clinical studies to back it. It's safe and natural. It has a 90-day money back guarantee. So there's nothing to lose for a customer. And it's in over 50 countries. Okay. We have figured out how to sell this. We know how to scale this. And we basically want to teach you exactly how to do what's working. And what I love about this business model is you're in the business of helping people. That's literally what most of my day consists of, is feeling like I am improving the lives of others by just sharing and inviting them to take a look at this. I never feel like I'm overwhelming people or being pushy or salesy or obnoxious. And I think one of the best things about the way that we train people in this is that we will never ask you to do that. We're never going to ask you to go through your friends and family list and send mass messages and pester people. We are going to show you a way to do this that's extremely comfortable. In fact, I've never really seen a business model like this. It's called a digital franchise. It is better than affiliate marketing, which a lot of people are doing right now. So if you like that model, this has that, but it's a little better. Uh, it's better than network marketing. It's better than franchising. It's kind of a hybrid of all of these models. The way that it works is you can refer customers to this system. Okay. You can find customers and you will get paid $20 to $25 every time anybody orders the system. But you don't just get paid on your customers. You also get paid on your customers' referrals. So if one of your customers is having a great experience and they tell their brother about it and their brother purchases the system, the company gives the person who referred them a $10 product credit, but you get to be paid the $25 on that customer. And this whole referral type system goes on and on and on. In fact, I can look in my back office right now and I can see customers from all over the world who have referred people and they're happy with the credit they're getting. And I'm getting paid on all of their sales for people who have probably never even heard of me. It's awesome. And this is essentially residual income. And I was a hairdresser too prior to this. And so this residual income idea was something that I never experienced. And it's incredible. And this is kind of also similar to an affiliate marketing type business. But why it's better is when you share an affiliate link, the person uses your link and you get a little bit of a cut. But if that same person just goes and searches up the company on the internet another day and doesn't happen to use your link, the company has no idea that you were the original person that referred them and you get nothing. If that person that you originally referred through your affiliate link shares with their friends and family, you get nothing. If they move to Italy next month and purchase through the online company of whatever you referred them to, you get nothing. But with this, there's a digital tag attached to those customers, and forevermore, the system knows that they're yours and you get residual income on them ongoing. That's pretty excellent. Okay. So you can stop there if you'd like and just make money on your customers. We have people with hundreds of customers making $2,500 a month on their 100 customers. There's no limit to what the company will pay you on your customers. And so that's one way to do the business. To maximize what you can get paid, you can refer partners. And what that looks like is kind of what Katie just explained. Here I am talking about the system, and I told Katie about it. And now Katie's talking about the system because of what it's done for her. And rather than me making the money on all her customers, she should make the money. And so Katie's kind of got her own little franchise going now, as do Natalie and Jennifer, right? We've all got our own little franchises going. And it makes sense for me to teach them everything I know on how to be great at this and reach as many people as they can because they know people that I don't know. And they're going to make the $25 on their customers, but the company's going to pay me for their customers as well. And so you can make a leveraged income in this business, which for those who understand a franchising model, you know that this is really where it's at. Because this is where you can reach more people, benefit more lives, but you personally aren't working as much, okay? And everybody in this story is making money. It's an incredible way to not only get residual income, but leveraged income. So The way that you join as a partner is you buy what's called a business in a box. It's your own little preventative healthcare franchise. Okay. And with that comes 10 sets or 10 months worth of product. Now, when I first bought this, my husband says, "Why do we need 10 months worth of product? What is going on here?" I'm going to just explain to you that this 10 months worth of product you could use yourself, absolutely. And you would technically have purchased these 10 Feel Great sets for the cost of nine. You would have gotten a price break on them by buying them in bulk. And if the worst case scenario is that you use these 10 sets over the next 10 months, well, in my mind, that's not really a bad deal at all because you were going to use it anyway and you just got a discount on it. But that's not really what we recommend. What we recommend and what we plan to help you do is recoup your investment. So we want to help you sell these 10 Feel Great sets and get your business off the ground. These 10 Feel Great sets, as you can see, they come with the diamond bottle. They are starter kits meant for a new person. Okay. And so we want you, just like I did, where I told some of my friends and people that I knew and said, "Hey, will you try this and give me your honest feedback?" Then you get firsthand experiences and stories that you can then share. This is a one-time investment. This is not something you're going to be making on a regular basis. I don't have kits at home that I sell other than in the very beginning, because going forward, people will order through your link and the manufacturer does all the shipping and all the product care. Okay. But you will get paid the $25 every time somebody orders through your link. And you unlock that ability by buying this franchise. Okay. You are able to build stories immediately with this whole format. I think it's brilliant and it's the best way to get your business off the ground. You also get access to our mentoring and our tools. And like I said before, we've kind of figured this out. So we just want to share with you everything we know on how to make this business work for you. We're going to give you product mentoring. If you feel like, "Well, I don't know much about the product, I don't think I could sell it," don't worry. We're going to teach you that. If you don't know much about business and you've never done much of this kind of stuff, don't worry. We'll teach you. And some of you who know a lot about that are thinking, "No, you'll teach us." Great. We need you. Please come teach us, right? But we'll also teach you the social media side for those that are interested. And we're really good at that. And we can show you how to have a very worldwide reach if you would like through social media mentoring. Teach you exactly what to do. And we know how to do it. The formula for success in this business, in a nutshell, is really for you to use the product consistently, build your own personal story, get 10 to 20 customers. We feel confident that we can help anyone get 10 to 20 customers, even if they're not using social media. And then for you to duplicate exactly what you did, getting your 10 customers, duplicate with other partners. And you can build a massive business by doing this. Kind of similar to Katie, when I first started this, I was hopeful that I could make a couple $1,000s a month. Like that would be amazing to make a couple $1,000s a month doing this. That would change finances for us and give us extra fun money. But I have been just blown away with the compound effect of what can happen here. And by everybody reaching the people that they can reach, because quite frankly, like my story is going to resonate with some people, but not others. We need more voices. We need more faces. We need more experiences. And now I'm at a point where I'm seeing 10, 15, I don't know for sure, but I think I'm pretty close to $20,000 a month now. And that is crazy, amazing. I'm working while my kids are at school. I have three young kids and busy life. And it's a lot better than the transactional income I was getting with hair. Jennifer, I want to turn the time over to you because your whole story with this business is awesome, especially considering your credentials. So will you just share with us a little bit about how this has worked for you?
Yes, I'd love to. So for me, I have come from a background of almost 23 years in healthcare. Started out at the bottom and realized that I wanted to help people in prevention. And I worked in the hospital, I worked in the clinic, and I moved over and decided to do and get undergrad in nutrition. I then got a graduate degree in nutrition and health promotion because I realized how bad people were and that prevention was key. Um, and then Trent reached out to me and told me, a complete stranger found my information and reached out and said, I really think you need to look at this. I really think it is an amazing opportunity for you. And I think we need more people like you talking about it. At that time, he didn't realize that as much as I love what I do, when you go to school, it puts you in massive debt. And so I was working 3 jobs. So you think you're getting your graduate degree and you're going to be, doing great. But when it comes down to it, they don't tell you about the crippling debt. And I always joked that I would be working at the senior center that I run until I was 92. So what I found was, too, that with the nutrition side, so many people, I could give people all these instructions and they were pieces of paper. And the problem is the implementation. The other problem was I didn't fully understand at that time how bad our food system was. I was very naive to how bad our food had been stripped of the most important key, like we talked about in here, is the fiber and the massive nutrients. And so no wonder why people couldn't implement that. I was also struggling with my health. I did everything they told me to do, but no one taught us about insulin resistance in school. Most people, most healthcare providers will tell you maybe they've been taught about it for type 2 diabetes. So when I started this, again, I started as a nutritionist with three jobs. And over time, once I started seeing the amazing results, I started to realize, oh my gosh, everybody needs to hear about this. Like, seriously, to me, it is unethical not to tell someone about this system because it could literally save their life. Just giving them the information. At first, I kind of was like, I'm an educator. I'm not a salesperson. I was the worst Girl Scout cookie sales girl ever. I was horrible. I went and got it from my grandparents and my mom and my dad, and that was it. And so I thought, there's no way I can do this. But then I realized this is simply sharing. And it's unethical of me not to tell people about it. And so quickly I started realizing how many people were suffering. And I will tell you now, I have helped more people with their metabolic health and change. I can't tell you that anything I did in the 12 years as a nutritionist that I did actually helped people go from being diabetic to non-diabetic. I don't have any stories of that prior to the Feel Great system. And so not only am I now down to doing this and my full-time job, which eventually down the road I will be phasing out of, but I have had more impact in healthcare with this system because it addresses the root problem and it actually gives people the tools that are so simple, anybody can literally do it. And so, I just think it's literally for everybody. And I have people that have come in with no background, absolutely no background, and they're killing it. And because they're sharing with them, and especially when you have your own story to tell people are going to see it. And we need more people talking about this because there's only so many people I can talk to, only so many Brittany can talk to. And so, I can tell you now, I am no longer going to be working till I'm 92 to pay off student debt. That is, I'm getting down on that. I have also been able to now help my daughter pay for school, which was never on the table before, ever. And so I think this was absolutely the best decision of my entire life. And the impact, we are going to change the world, and we'd love to have you with us.
There we go. Sorry. Thanks so much, Jennifer. So powerful. Natalie, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot lately that a year ago, I got started a little over a year ago, and I remember how terrified I was before I pushed the join button. And it was because I lacked confidence in myself and could I really do this? And what the reason that made me push that button was Brittany, because she fully believed in me. She fully believed that I could do it. And she held that belief for me until I had experiences that then built my own belief. And that's what we do here as a team. That's what we do for you. It is normal for you to feel a little bit of fear. It's actually likened to bravery. And if you would just show a little bit of bravery, it is amazing what can happen. Had I not pushed that button over a year ago, I would be in a totally different boat. When I started, I did this as fun money, as extra. My husband made a great income. We didn't need it. 6 months into doing this, my husband took a 60% pay cut. And now this has become essential for our family. And I'm so grateful that I get paid in order to change people's lives. Like literally, I was talking with my husband the other night. We had dinner, and I was like, let's just go through the list of the people I know that are close to us that we've changed their life and what's happened for them. And it was just like brought tears to my eyes. This is what's possible here. And we will hold belief for you until you have it for yourself, and you will go out and you will change lives. I can only change certain people's lives. Brittany can only change certain people's lives. Jennifer, Katie, we need your voice. The people out there suffering need your voice.
Thanks so much. Okay, so if you are thinking, you know what, I'm ready, I want to jump in right now, there's a link in this post. You can literally click on it if you're an existing customer, and you'll be able to upgrade your account right there. If you're not an existing customer, then you need to get back with whoever invited you into this group and ask them how you can upgrade, and they will show you exactly what to do. And if you have questions, of course, you know where to find us. But thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this, and we hope it's a fit for you.